My government will renegotiate the United Kingdom's relationship with the European Union. Alongside this, early legislation will be introduced to provide for an in-out referendum on membership of the European Union before the end of 2017.
There's too many of them, and we can't fit them all in. We've got no more room, have we?
I will be advocating vote leave, or whatever the team is called. I understand there are many of them. I think that is basically because I want a better deal for the people of this country.
Yeah, you got a honky on your tail.
Good. Well, anyway, would you say big thank you? June the 23rd. There's another 12 weeks to go. But everything that you can do to keep going on the campaign would be great. Yeah, I think the economy.
Good morning. The total number of votes cast in favour of Remain was 16,141,241. The total number of votes cast in favour of Leave was 17,410,742. This means that the UK has voted to leave the European Union.
We got our country back!
I will do everything I can as Prime Minister to steady the ship over the coming weeks and months. But I do not think it would be right for me to try to be the captain that steers our country to its next destination.
We are living through an important moment in our country's history. Following the referendum, we face a time of great national change. And I know, because we're Great Britain, that we will rise to the challenge.
Sovereignty.
Brexit means Brexit, and we're going to make a success of it. Brexit means Brexit. I'm very clear Brexit does mean Brexit. As he says, we will make a success of it.
Straight ahead, please.
Thank you. We could focus on trying to rerun the arguments of the referendum, oppose Brexit at every turn, and be a party that represents the 48% who voted Remain in the referendum, and only the 48%. Or we can rise to the democratic challenge set before us to represent the whole country and bring people together by putting forward a progressive vision for a post-Brexit Britain.
But I want to be clear. What I am proposing cannot mean membership of the single market.
So here it is, 6 pages. The notification from Prime Minister Theresa May triggering Article 50.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Article 50 process is now underway, and in accordance with the wishes of the British people, the United Kingdom is leaving the European Union. This is an historic moment from which there can be no turning back. Britain is leaving the European Union. We are going to make our own decisions and our own laws. We are going to take control of the things that matter most to us. And we are going to take this opportunity to build a stronger, fairer Britain, a country that our children and grandchildren are proud to call home.
Publicly, it was a good dinner. Privately, I heard it wasn't quite so good. And do you expect...
You mean the quality of the food, or...? Privately, everything went well, but in fact, we have a problem, because the British want to leave the European Union, and it's not feasible that this can be done just like that. It will take time, and we had to discuss a certain number of the elements we will have to address in the next coming months. But it was excellent. I'm not talking about the food. I have just chaired a meeting of the Cabinet where we agreed that the government should call a general election to be held on the 8th of June. As we look ahead and we wait to see what the final results will be, I know that, as I say, the country needs a period of stability.
What price for DUP support?
And what I see in the UK's paper on Ireland and us on Ireland worries me.
On the question of the border, as I've said many times, the best and most obvious solution would be for the United Kingdom to remain in the customs union and the single market. But as the British government has ruled that option out, it must offer credible, concrete and workable solutions that guarantee that there will be no hard border, whatever the outcome of the negotiations and whatever the future relationship between the EU and the UK is.
If you are sitting in a bar and if you are ordering 28 beers and then suddenly some of your colleagues is leaving and he's not paying, that's not feasible. They have to pay. They have to pay.
The sums that I have seen that they propose to demand from this country seem to me to be extortionate, and I think to go whistle is an entirely appropriate expression.
We discussed the joint report agreed by the two negotiators. Prime Minister May has assured me that it has the backing of the UK government. On that basis, I believe we have now made the breakthrough we needed. Today's result is, of course, a compromise.
Well, in detailed discussions today, the Cabinet has agreed our collective position on the future of our negotiations with the EU. And our proposal will create a UK-EU free trade area, which establishes a common rulebook on industrial goods and agricultural products. This will maintain high standards, but we will ensure that no changes can take place without the approval of our Parliament.
Are you running away from the big decisions again, Boris?
Yesterday, Donald Tusk said our proposals would undermine the single market. He didn't explain how in any detail or make any counter-proposal. So we are at an impasse. The Cabinet has just had a long, detailed and impassioned debate on the draft withdrawal agreement and the outline political declaration on our future relationship with the European Union. I firmly believe that the draft withdrawal agreement was the best that could be negotiated, and it was for the Cabinet to decide whether to move on in the talks. The choices before us were difficult, particularly in relation to the Northern Ireland backstop, but the collective decision of Cabinet was that the government should agree the draft withdrawal agreement and the outline political declaration. On one issue, the Northern Ireland backstop, there remains widespread and deep concern. As a result, if we went ahead and held the vote tomorrow, the deal would be rejected by a significant margin. We will therefore defer the vote scheduled for tomorrow and not proceed to divide the House at this time. Sir Graham Brady has confirmed that he has received 48 letters from Conservative MPs, so there will now be a vote of confidence in my leadership of the Conservative Party. I will contest that vote with everything I've got.
The result of the ballot held this evening is that the Parliamentary Party does have confidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, how could I possibly know more than the BBC? What people like me are not saying is that here's a blank cheque to get a few warm words and then suddenly we'll change our minds. It has to be legally binding. And bear in mind, there is a protocol to the Lisbon Treaty that said the Charter of Fundamental Rights would have no effect in British law, which turned out to be meaningless. So we are on the alert for meaningless soft soap.
Order. The ayes to the right, 202. The noes to the left, 432.
So the noes have it. The noes have it. Unlock!
By the way, I've been wondering what that special place in hell looks like for those who promoted Brexit without even a sketch of a plan how to carry it safely. Thank you.